Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Amay Roberts, who's here on behalf of the Florence Sylvester Senior Center. And you see some wine glasses here. We'll tell you about that in just a bit. But happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
And you always have some great stuff. So as you can see, we have a little bit of wine here, but we'll get to that in just a minute. But first, tell me about some of the great things you have coming up.
We are getting in full swing for 2023. So as we're wrapping up the year, we have our line dancing. That's something that's going to continue on to next year. So
Okay.
I wanted to use that as a demonstration of all the fun, different kinds of things we have going on.
Yeah.
And
that's going to be a regular thing that you're going to be doing on Tuesdays and Fridays. And you know, you have that one gentleman that's teaching, right?
Yes, Mel
He
Branham.
is very popular. You're not the only ones after him.
He is so good, and he is about this tall, but he wears a hat that's taller than me, so I can see him from across the room, and
Nice.
he's wonderful.
And he's been doing this for a really long time.
Yes, he has.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome. And does he bring his own music?
He brings his own music. He's almost always in costume. And he really helps guide people because people come in at all different abilities, and some people have been doing it for a long time. Some people it's their first time.
Nice.
So he's awesome.
I love that. And then one other thing I wanted to ask is that, so when it comes to the line dancing, do people have to RSVP?
They do not.
Oh, okay.
They just have to show up and sign in and start dancing.
Perfect.
Yes.
I love that. And that's so much fun. Line dancing has been so popular. And another thing I wanted to mention is you don't necessarily have to stand. You could be in a wheelchair also, right?
You could. That's right. A lot of it is about the coordination with mind and body. So you're learning something, you're taking it in through your senses here, and your feet are, doing the work.
Okay.
So dancing is just really good for you in so many ways.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about the next item. That's a speakeasy. Now, I have to tell you that the speakeasy I go to is down in Laguna, and it's called Mozambique. And if you go to the first floor, there is a speakeasy called the Durban Room. Really cool vibe. So tell me how you're going to create that vibe.
We're going to do our very, very best to do this. So we have a really good friend of Florence, Sylvester Senior Center, who is friends with Harold Lloyd's granddaughter.
Okay.
And she goes around the country. She's even done cruises, all with the theme of screening Harold Lloyd's silent films and then doing talks. So they're super interesting. So we had the opportunity for her to come to Florence, so we sort of built a whole event out of it. So when people purchase a ticket, they will get a password. They will be ushered in a secret entrance.
I love it.
So beware. And there's going to be a lot of fun things built around that time period. So around, Prohibition, 1920s, costumes are highly encouraged.
Oh, nice.
So,
kind of a Gatsby theme.
That's right, like an Art Deco, Gatsby type
Love
of
it.
feel.
I love it.
We are going to have a dance teacher there that will be teaching the Charleston. For those interested, a photo booth, a cigarette girl, all kinds of fun things. Candy cigarettes, of course.
Oh, I love it. Well,
of course.
What else is there? I mean, those ones where you blow the puff and stuff comes out. Those are fun. So wait, let's look at the dates again. So you've got it coming up when?
That's coming up in the end of January.
Okay.
January 28th.
Okay, that's going to sell out fast.
It is. We are limiting the number of tickets. So that is something you need to come to the center, buy the ticket, talk to me personally, because you do, again, need a password.
You need the password to get in.
Yes.
That is awesome. I went to one, like the speakeasy I mentioned is anybody can go. But there is a true speakeasy that I went to in Canada, in Toronto. And we had no idea until we heard about it from one of the waitresses. She goes, oh yeah, you got to go to this place. So you go and it's a regular restaurant. But then you have to have the code, just like you said.
Right.
And then they take you to the back, and there's a secret entrance and a secret door. So that'll be a load of fun.
It will be.
I love it. You're very creative.
Oh, thanks.
Fun,
We're
fun,
going to
fun.
also, one thing I forgot is there will be a musical accompanist to the short film and throughout the evening. So she is bringing her own piano players. So that should be pretty cool.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, that's great. That's at the end of the month. So when are the tickets on sale? Is it now?
They are on sale right now.
Okay.
We just put out the flyer, and the tickets just are hot off the press.
Yeah, so get on that, people, because that is going to go, because that's awesome.
Yes.
All the things that you're doing are kind of filling up fast, and I know that You've got your wine tasting, which is one of the ones we're going to talk about right now, and that's why we have all of our stuff right in front of us. Wine tasting is held once a month, and you focus on different kinds of wines. And this is because your background is a sommelier. Tell us what a sommelier is.
It is someone who has not just drank a lot of wine, because that's not really the point. You're consciously tasting the wine, understanding what you're tasting, and then you have some education about the history of wine, what's in the wine, how the wine is made. Depending on what level you are, different producers around the world that are significant. Just like anything else, the higher up, there are only, I think, around 130 master sommeliers in the world. So there are 3 levels of sommeliers,
okay.
And depending what level you are, you know a little bit more, and you're expected to be able to smell more. And taste
well, and
more.
you are very knowledgeable. I've been to one of your wine tastings, and you certainly are good at it, and you walk people through. So let's talk about what happens during that time frame. So the one that you have coming up in January, you're going to be focusing on Merlots, and we have a Merlot right here. Quickly tell me about this wine.
So this wine is the wine that is representing California. So this is a Napa Valley all-estate vineyard-grown Merlot. Freemark Abbey is one of the iconic wineries from California, so it's only fitting that we put them in this lineup.
Okay.
And this winery spans 3 centuries. So they have, a historied background in the wine industry. So this was a really important one to get out there. So
I like
wonderful
it.
Merlot.
I like it. So when you sign up, you guys get to you sit in a circle with other people who are participating, and then they put down a sheet in front of you. Actually, it'll already be in front of you, and then you'll have your wine right in front of you here. And we're kind of showing you the sheet. It's a little hard to see, but you get 4 pours.
That's right.
And tell me how that works in terms of why those lines are down there.
Okay, so you have 4 pours. It's already poured when you walk in. And then I always tell people, you are under no obligation to fill out the sheet.
Okay.
If you want to come in and mix them, or if you want to just shoot them all and go, that's fine. However, most people, they really do want to learn a little bit, and that's up to them.
Okay.
So basically, you have your wine, and you can kind of look through those different lines. So you can see how the wine looks.
Right.
You can make a notation. You can see how it smells. You can see how it tastes to you. And then at the bottom, if you would like, you can write down the information about the wine, so that when you leave, you can take that paper with you. I encourage people also to get one of the apps that they can just scan the bottle.
Yeah, that Vivino app is the one that I use.
Cool.
It's super easy. You just click on the label and it accepts it, and then it will tell you like the points it is and all sorts of really great information. Okay,
and that's
perfect.
so helpful when you're out shopping and you're like, oh, what was that wine that I tasted that I loved? Or especially after a few wines, you kind of maybe forget the first one.
Or you're looking to spend less money for a good wine, because there are some that are very high points and they're like $9.99. So you can certainly find some good ones. Okay, so then the other thing that you would give them is a circle. Tell me about the wheel.
So this is a traditional tasting wheel. You can find one of these anywhere. You can find it online at many wine stores, but basically it helps if you're interested in learning the vocabulary for the wine, both the smells and the taste.
Okay.
It kind of helps direct you. So say you're looking at something, you're like, that's floral, but I don't know what that is. You can kind of look on the wine wheel, you can look to floral, that's a primary smell, and then you can see like what kind of floral. Are you smelling gardenia? Are you smelling rose?
Wow.
Is it a spice? What kind of spice?
Oh, that would be very helpful, I think.
It's super helpful.
Because I think, like, for me, it's like, oh, that smells fruity, or oh, that smells oaky, because I wouldn't even know where to go from there. So, all right, well, this is awesome. So show us how we do this. So we do a little swirl, right? And the swirling is why? Why do we do that?
So a lot of times, especially, so we just opened this wine.
Yeah.
So this wine will be good in 3 days. It will probably taste better than it does today.
Isn't that interesting? Okay.
So this kind of acts like a mini decanter.
Oh, okay.
So you have this larger surface area on the top.
Yeah.
So oxygen is opening the wine up. So you're going to get a lot more smell off of it. But this is kind of just helping it open up. Yeah, sorry.
I might spill it right out of there. All right.
I encourage people to do that, especially when we're doing reds that have had some oak treatment.
Okay, and then you smell, right?
Then you smell it.
That smells better than the first time I did it. Oh yeah, well we don't have all day, but anyway, let's
Stick your
taste
nose
it.
in there.
Oh, she's really going to town.
Sorry.
I was supposed to swish it. I didn't swish it. Oh, darn, I'll have to have another sip.
In all that time,
So much fun.
You're enjoying it.
Exactly.
You certainly don't have to think
and you guys
about
have
it.
little snacks too, right? Because
We do.
sometimes it's important to cleanse your palate.
That's right.
I love it. And you get 4 different kinds, right?
Yes.
Which I think is great. And I love it. And it's very important for you to make sure you call in and get an RSVP because it fills up super fast.
That's right.
And so that's going to be in January, and it's the 4th Friday?
It's always the first Friday
Oh,
of
the
the
first
month.
Friday. Oh,
That's
sorry
right.
about that. So the first Friday. So that's going to be coming up really quick. So call her right now.
That's right.
Perfect.
Right
Thank
now.
you. Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you.
Oh, happy
And
holidays.
Happy New Year too.
Thanks
for coming in.
Cheers.
If you want more information, you can always call the Senior Center, and the phone number is right there on that flyer. We'll be right back.